Oh, man. Yeah, okay. Bringing world of...
You can't even sit.
Okay. Okay. I need all your thoughts and prayers, everyone. I need them all. Bringing World of Warcraft story to life in the realm of death. It was a great opportunity to show that everyone on the team is a storyteller. Not just the narrative team or the quest team. It's everyone working together to infuse story into everything they do. And that's one of the hallmarks of what makes world building in WoW really stand out and resonate with fans year after year. Matt, what have they put in the water supply? I mean, I know that he can't just straight up walk out here and say, yeah, I know, I gave that interview towards the end of Battle for Azeroth where I basically admitted it was a load of shite and it was very confusing and, kind of learned nothing and did it all again. Oops. I know they can't say that. But this just feels like you are writing a reality that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what the cinematics looked like before YouTube removed dislikes.
Yeah.
This story has certainly resonated, not in the way that you think, and I am sorry that Alex Afrasabi ramrodded a whole bunch of bullshit down your throats. I don't mean that as in you guys were, like on board with his plan or anything. I don't mean that. I just mean he fucking shoved this story direction into World of Warcraft and was like, Sylvanas is going to do this. Oh, it's going to be so cool, dude. Going to fire the cannon, dude. Oh, bro. Oh. I don't know, whatever the fuck Afrasabi was doing. Fucking creep. I mean... Then, sorry, this happening, and then I just realized that Jal and Brack fucking knew. He fucking knew all this shit. He knew all of this shit with Afrasabi.
Yeah. I mean,
and here's the thing, is I don't know how public this is. But you do know that after he was no longer in the World of Warcraft team, Blizzard top brass, basically protected him.
Oh, yeah.
So it's, it's pretty good that Jay Allen Brack's not there. Because for all of his fucking, hey man, yeah, whoa, I've got long wavy hair and I like metal and I wear shorts at conventions, ooh. Fucking pathetic, spineless, corporate piece of shit.
Yeah.
What's that? You're fucking making all the women in the office feel uncomfortable. You're hitting in people. You're being a fucking creep. Okay, Alex, I'll give you a wee talking to. No fucking mercy. You have to have a line. So anyway, right, Alex, he fucking sent the train in a direction down some tracks because you can't unburn Teldrassil. Unless, they just decide that, Chromie, the best character, just comes in and goes, all right, I brought you classic. Chromie, the bangers never stop with Chromie, and Chromie just fucking rewinds time to fix all of this. So, I get it that the team were awfully set up by this fucking asshole, who, by the way, because people say, oh, you're just saying it's one dude who met. He was the creative director.
Yeah.
He was the creative director. Yeah. And here's the thing. Think about, say, Ian's the game director, so he probably would have a say over Alex. But ultimately, Ian has not been at the company for as long as Alex had at the time, right? Alex was the creative director. Alex was the one who had worked more closely with Mattson and all those people. It was his wheelhouse was the story.
Yeah.
His wheelhouse was the story. So... And, if Ian's thinking there, he's like, well, okay, I come from a game mechanics perspective. I was doing encounter design stuff. I was on the Elitist Jerks forum with the EJ Guild. This is the sort of thing I was doing. He's the narrative guy. I'm going to let him do his thing. That's his job. That's his wheelhouse. Whatever. So that means that, Alex had the power. Seriously, I know people do not want to believe this. And they may think, oh, it's just you and Taliesin trying to save your jobs. Or some shit. No, from everything I understand, it really, Alex did set them on a terrible direction. And he did force a whole bunch of shit. And look, for the same reason that WoW has been slow to respond to your mechanical concerns, because it is a very top-down sort of dictatorial style of game development that they do, that applies to narrative as well with Alex, okay? But anyway, this just feels like they are trying to convince us of a reality that's not this.
Yep.
I don't think this plot line has resonated or stood out. you know, they have cynically, it feels like they have cynically and shamelessly exploited things we know, trying to bootstrap the worst villain they've ever made.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it just means that, like, oh, you love this world, you love this shit that they build, and oh, okay, we've actually sacrificed all your emotional connections for our little fanfic. And here's the thing. The reason I say our little fanfic is because when your villain is that bad, when your story is that bad, it feels like a fanfic.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've read fanfics better than this.
Absolutely. I've wrote fanfics better than this. You've wrote fanfics better than this. You've all wrote fanfics better than this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's it. I will in fact, I'll give Steve a little bit of the benefit of the doubt for how he continues. Because he does talk about how, you know, Eternity's End goes the best of both worlds, blah, blah. We go to this place and learn some hints of cosmic mysteries while getting that very Azerothian closure. No, we don't get very Azerothian closure because you don't give us any closure to any character arcs whatsoever. You'll maybe give us one, but I'm sure by the end of this expansion we'll go, wait, what the fuck? Sylvanas didn't have closures, you just opened up an entire new path. That's not closure. That's not what closure is. That's you saving a character that should have died fucking years ago. Anyway, you know, we're not going to get closure. We're not going to get closure for Anduin because he's going to be on a whole new story. That's not closure. You haven't shown us closure for any of the existing characters. Maybe you want to call Thrall and Draka a bit of closure. No, it's not. It's one tiny bit. Thrall's still a completely unsolved character in so many ways, despite them trying to do that. But I will give them the benefit of the Bane. Yeah, what the fuck did Bane do? Where's his closure? Where's his opener now in the closure? But then I will say that talking about the cosmic mysteries and potential future paths, fuck that, because that's just you putting little tidbits and breadcrumbs of we might go to this place next. That's okay. Don't rely on it and call it story because it's not story. It's you just saying, I know more than you. Here's a tease. Here's a look. Is that a dragon model? Wow, wee wah. But I will give them credit because when he says everyone in the team is a storyteller, not the narrative team or the quest team, I think that is true to the dictionary definition of what he said, because everything they say that's not literally true is legally true, or they could defend it in court because that's how they've all been fucking trained to speak.
Whoa.
So
here he goes.
Everything in Zereth Mortis is infused with a little bit of story.
Yeah.
It's like they were talking before, whenever they're talking about loot and how much effort they put into loot that sort of is like that. They have this thing where they're like, everyone in here's a storyteller because you get to put some dialogue in there, and some of them do great work. Like I said with Rana and Aldalil, the quest team there, great work. Some of the lore stuff behind weapons is all very nice. It just isn't connected. And you have a load of people doing a little in their own bubble, because if anyone else talks to them, they'll have a fucking mental breakdown because they all are all just fucked because they're all Blizzard developers. They just get to make a little thing go, I'm so proud of my story. And then you have a game that isn't a holistic story that's directed by anyone or delivered by anyone or anything. Or, you know, it's not like here's a machine and all of the little cogs have been like perfected by people. It's we've just picked up a handful of different colored marbles and fucked them into the game some direction. Someone just makes it own, but here's my little bit of story. And maybe in that team they're like, okay, here's a couple little bits of story that make sense. But it's not a whole living, breathing world that is there. There's some elements of that. It's all just little bits and bobs that never connect in players' heads because the people who are supposed to make the connective tissue, supposed to, you know, tell them to do all this work and then pull them together and go, okay, how are we going to bring this together? They never bring it together in any way. It's just, here's a load of, it's the equivalent of, we have fed a dog rainbow food dye and it's thrown up on the page. There we go. That's the equivalent of what it is. And it's, as rough as that is, like all of the little bits are nice. All of the
oh no! Matt is slurping up dog vomit.
Yeah. So all of the pixels in this canvas, I'm going pixels and canvas because it's digital, are all like very nicely color selected. They went, this is a lovely color of pixel. There's maybe like 4 pixels, like here's a lovely little square of 4 pixels. I've selected the colors very nicely. And then you go, okay, well, time to zoom out of this canvas. You're like, oh, fucking what the fuck is this? Because nothing's ever really connected. There's a little bit of it in how the brokers and the Enlightened come together because the story's set up. But like, it's Because here's exactly what inspired me thinking this way. I was having the time of my life in Zereth Mortis. The music was up real loud. I was enjoying all the ambience. Like, this is a really atmospheric zone. I like what they went for. Our team killing it. Quest team killing it. This isn't the most fun gameplay, but it's fine. Some novelty value because I'm playing on an Elisham for the first time in basically years. And I'm like, oh, this is a little bit more fun. I can see how everything is. And then Mr. Crispy showed up and went, Wall Walker, go do this shit. I immediately was like, oh, fuck. For a second, I thought I forgot this was Shadowlands. I was just in a cool place playing World of Warcraft. I forgot it was Shadowlands and I have to do some shit regarding the Mossworn and the Jailer. What are they doing here? And then obviously the Jailer showing up at Haven. You're like, what the fuck is that? He just goes, I don't need this place. Goodbye. What the fuck are you here for then? Why are you attacking?
I shall go into my ball and zoom away. I am Zuval.
Yeah, fundamentally my point is that this is an excuse to say, well, everyone gets to make their own little piece, but it's your job to bring it all together in this wonderful thing. And that's the thing where I think people get kind of misunderstand what like a lead designer or like a creative director should do. And they shouldn't be sitting there going, okay, do whatever the fuck you want, and that'll be the game. And they sit back and go, nice, don't have shit to do. I've been promoted out of competency. I'm a good writer, but I don't get to do anything. I just sit here and go, yep, that'll do, job done. That's not what they do. But they also don't go, I know everything. Every single fucking detail is like in my head and I will write it down.
I am the Ishikawa.
Yeah, it's like I have got this massive spreadsheet of what every character in this entire game is and does. And then delegate that down the chain. They go, right, boys, in the room. Right, boys and girls and everyone in the room. Let's go. Here's all ideas. Let's have a chat. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Here's this, here's that, whatever. Sweet, come back to me. What do you got? Oh, you got that. That's really cool. Actually, that works really well with this person's doing. Maybe we can bring something bigger out of that. And then eventually have an expansion where everything's like, oh, I see how this feeds in together. But in this case, it's just, here's a smattering of stuff that sort of feeds together logically, but it never feeds together as a video game experience.
You play... I wish I could not have to bring up FF14 all the time.
Yeah,
oh my
same,
god. But like you play that, no, fuck you, MF. Don't fuck you, FF14. Oh, that's mean to say.
For being too good.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck you for being so good. Just things that have a cohesive story. That at the end of the day, that's it. So what they've done is they've created lots of pieces to make for a nice zone to explore.
Yeah.
The issue is the A-plot. The A-plot's real sleepy.
Yeah, it has nothing. It is nothing.
There is no A-plot.
There's no A-plot and there's no theme. There's nothing.
The best way that you can experience the A-plot is to watch the video we're publishing Monday and do the raid. Because at least you will have it actually laid out straight for you, so that you don't have to sit there and do a bunch of thinking. Like, I'm just imagining, could you imagine the stories that they've been trying to pull off, or even let's just say Dragon Song War?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that told in the same style of Shadowlands content?
It wouldn't matter.
Absolute madness.
Yeah, it would be reduced to 2 main events and all of the background that you learn about from speaking to characters, engaging with Hresvelger and Iceheart and Micro Summer. That would all just be in a fucking book. Or an interview. They're now trying that out.
Yeah, that's it. If you can't fit your lore in the game, okay. Or you can't fit it in a character, make it a wee quest text. Make it a collectible. Okay, you can't fit it in that. You can't fit it in a cinematic. Okay, put it in a book. Can't fit it there, put it in a short story. Can't fit it there, put it in an interview. No, put it in a tweet. Put it in... What are they going to do next? They're going to have TikToks.
Fuck me.
Lore explainer, TikToks.
YouTube shorts.
YouTube shorts. Yeah. Oh, wait, of course they do have the YouTube gaming thingy they had going for a while.
Oh,
do they all break out of that?
I think so.
Okay, well, with how the world's going these days, I am sure that there'll be Twitch talks.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel disgusting for saying Twitch talks.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of how bad it could go. They'll just be like, you'll have to sub to like lore on Twitch for 6 months and get a badge that explains the lore. That's their fucking end gamer.
Okay, wow. So that went somewhere. Holy shit. I feel like I need to sleep. I need a rest now. I'm sure you do from listening to that. Wow, okay, but we're all here together and it's going to be okay.